All right, so let's talk about a few of these. This will just be 1, 2, and 3. So you can get some help with these if you had some questions. So for number 1, there's a couple ways that you could start this problem. One of the things I like to do when I see there's one fraction in a problem, I kind of like to write everything as a fraction. But before I do that, I'm going to add the 2/5 x to both sides. All right, and that's going to give me, negative 1/10 x plus 2/5 x equals, plus 12 equals 19. Let me go ahead and subtract 12 from both sides. Then I have negative 1/10 x plus 2/5 x equals 7. Now at this point, you have a couple of options. You could either multiply by the common denominator every term in the equation, or you could add your fractions together by getting a common denominator just on the left side. And that's what I'm going to do here. So let's go ahead and multiply by 2/2, because then that will give us a common denominator of 10. So it'll give us 4/10x equals 7. And then I can add negative 1/10 and 4/10 together. That's going to be 3/10. So 3/10 x equals 7. So you can do this in 1, 2. You can do this a couple different ways. I'm going to go ahead and multiply both sides by 10 so that I can get rid of this 10 in the denominator on the left side. So if you need to do this in 2 steps, that's going to be 30/10x equals 70. Let me move this up. And then that's going to be 3x equals 70, and then divide both sides by 3. And you get 70/3. And as we said in the instructions, we wanted answers given as fractions, not decimals, because if you try to write this as a decimal, you're going to have to round, and we want exact answers. Okay, next up, number 2. So I had a few people ask about this, and I'm not sure if maybe you just made a mistake with your sign somewhere, but I would start by adding 2x to both sides, and then that would be negative 39 equals negative 18 plus 7x. Add 18 to both sides, and that's going to be negative 21 equals 7x, and then divide both sides by 7. So somewhere along the line, if you did ask about this one, I'm guessing it's just a mistake with a sign somewhere, or you added 2 numbers together and just wrote down the wrong answer there. Okay, last, let's talk about number 3. So to start this one, I would probably start by multiplying both sides by negative 4. Now the reason I'm going to do that, and I'll show this to you as a separate step here, so I have a little more room, so I can get rid of the denominator. All right, so I'm going to multiply by negative 4/1. Multiply by, but one side, you have to do the other side. So we're going to study this a little bit this year, but if we are taking this entire expression here and multiplying it by negative 4 and then turning around and dividing it by negative 4, those are just going to undo each other. So really, these two things are going to undo each other. It's like saying a 1. It's like multiplying by 1. So on the left side, we're just going to have negative 3 times negative 5x minus 2. On the right side, we'll have negative 32. And then at that point, you've got to distribute. So negative 3 times negative 5, that's going to be positive 15x. Plus 6 equals negative 32. And then I think from there you should be able to finish. You should have the answers already written down or have checked your answers. So if you need to go back and double check that you get the right answer, but you should be able to solve it from here.